Moshka.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So for the audiences, hopefully I'm not on mute again. I'm not. So for the audience's benefit, let me give you a quick introduction. Moshka Fitzgibbons is the president of NTWRK. Touted as the next wave of video commerce, NTWRK's first phase has been a collection of shopping content from some of the most highly sought after brands and personalities driving youth culture, and will continue with even more creative content and experiential one-of-a-kind experiences. NTWRK combines the elements of mobile video, exclusive product drops, and contactless delivery. And Moshka will tell us about why they are the future of e-commerce. Just a recommendation to everybody here, please ask questions in the channel and we'll make sure we get to them.
Yeah, sure. So before NTWRK, I had spent a number of years at Complex, starting that business with Mark at Go, and I was there for about, I don't know, 15 or 16 years, and then we sold that business to Verizon and Hearst in a joint venture. And as part of that business, my current partner and I, Aaron Levant, we had started a joint venture at Complex called Complex Con, which was a physical retail and entertainment experience. And I think arguably the most sort of meaningful Gen Z and millennial sort of entertainment, physical entertainment and retail experience that has been created in quite a while. And coming out of that, we had a lot of success. We drove over the 2 days, probably like $50 million in sponsorship and GMV. And we started to get a lot of feedback from consumers that they loved the experience, but a lot of people were also excluded from it because of the physicality of the event. And, you had to buy plane tickets, get a hotel room, to go to this experience. And from there, we started thinking about how could we sort of democratize that experience and make it accessible to a lot more people nationally and globally. And from there, we started to architect NTWRK. And you should have the PDF now. I sent it just a couple seconds ago, which could be a transition into this.
Great. So I'm downloading it now. And then I will share my screen. You were just getting everyone excited for your
presentation. Yes, it was the hype for the
whetting the appetite, as it were.
So we started working on NTWRK, sort of coming out of Complex Con, and
now you should be able to see the presentation, and just let me know how you want me to click through it.
Yeah, if you just move to the next slide, that would be great. So yeah, we launched NTWRK publicly about a year and a half ago with the mission to really sort of democratize drop culture and to kind of reimagine what the QVC experience was for the generation of, my mom, my grandma, who are sort of buying, rotisserie chicken cookers and, bag Kathy Lee Gifford sweaters in Minneapolis. And we thought there was this opportunity in a very native form through vertical video to bring Gen Z and millennials an entertaining, irreverent format of daily video content that was coupled with an ephemeral product offering, and to really create this seamless entertainment and retail experience. And we did that through sort of the creation of NTWRK. And obviously there's a lot of folks in China who are really good at that sort of blend of retail and entertainment and live streaming, but no one has really been able to crack that code in the West. And we feel like there's a big opportunity to do that. So if we move to the next slide, it starts to talk about sort of how we think about this new model. And, in kind of the traditional model, brands go to media companies for earned media impressions, advertising, all intended to stimulate demand, and that demand to be hopefully redirected to third-party retail or D2C, ultimately to get a consumer conversion. With our model, it's all happening in one encapsulated premium environment. So the brand sits at the center with amazing content, entertaining content, with the retail all embedded into that experience. So there, from a brand perspective, there's no sharing of story for that day, for that episode. It's all about that brand, the story they want to project and present, and the product that they ultimately want to retail to the consumer. So I often think of like the traditional model is like a mall, very cluttered, kind of Times Square-ish, sensory overload, where ours is a very premium, almost like an HBO type experience. And in terms of how we sit, we feel like there's this really great sweet spot that we occupy between high quality e-commerce brands like the Sneakers app, Farfetch, Go, etc. We have the tone and the irreverence of high quality media brands like a Bleacher Report, a Vice, a Hypebeast. We have sort of all the video and social tools of an Instagram Live, a TikTok, a Twitter. And then we really try and sort of have presence and overinvest into big cultural moments and to extend those into an entertainment and commerce experience. If we can just go to the next slide. These are the areas that we are currently very focused on in terms of developing content and having a commerce experience. It ranges from fashion and beauty to collectibles to art and sports to sneakers to technology, food, gaming, music. Currently, particularly with COVID, we've seen, even before COVID, but we've seen an explosion in the collectibles and art arena, where a real acceleration there as people have started to, as they're spending more time at home, beautify their homes, buy things that they can sort of showcase on their coffee tables or their bookshelves versus, what they might have been wearing sort of previously. But those are the key categories that we're focused on from a content and commerce perspective. Just some of the press, I think we really, particularly in the West, as I was mentioned before, there's some huge brands in China that are doing this really well, but not so much here in the West. And I think, business fashion kind of hits it well there, that, we really endeavor to be the QVC for the YouTube generation. Yeah. So this was a sizzle reel, will not play within the PDF format, but if anyone would like it, let me know, can send it to you. So I think the platform, this is one of the reasons that we are scaling really quickly and have made a strong sort of connection with consumers, is the platform experience. So once you download the app and enter in your information, payment, address, all of that, you're never asked for that again. Whereas on social platforms, every time you want to purchase, you have to re-enter that information. So from there, you can watch and be entertained. Like, you never have to buy anything. You can just watch the content and have fun. You can chat and be social with your friends, sharing out that content. You can purchase the highly sort of exclusive and ephemeral product. And then a few days later, you'll get that product through a contactless delivery via FedEx. So I think that sort of consumer experience of watching, being social, access to exclusive product, and at-home safe delivery is really resonating with consumers. If we go to the next slide, please. So every day we have an original piece of content that is either live or feels live if it's VOD. It's paired with exclusive content. It's in that live format, and it features famous and influential guests. Next, yeah. A big value that I think we offer brands and marketers to some extent is what we call the network effect. 90% of the episodes that we broadcast, the product sells out within the broadcast window. When that sellout moment happens, it creates a groundswell of consumer demand, and that consumer demand then reverberates into social media, earned media, and ultimately the secondary market. If you go to an eBay or a StockX or Goat and you type in network, you'll see many products selling for 2 and 3 times MSRP. And I think particularly from a marketer's perspective, when you can create a great story, package that with a great product, and have people wanting to repurchase that at 2 and 3 times MSRP, that's when you really sort of captured consumer attention and made a depth of connection with them. Next slide, please. So we have a few different content types. I know we're running short on time here, so I'm just gonna, there's kind of a cinema, which is like a higher end piece of content, in studio, which kind of feels like QVC, our live stream pieces, and then we do a lot of cause-based, whether it's with our partners at Red. We've been doing a bunch of COVID relief. We've got a big project coming up with the artist Takashi Murakami to benefit Black Lives Matters. It's a big focus of the platform to sort of empower in-need voices. We go to the next slide, please. So there's a few divisions of the company, a partnership studio, a talent studio, e-commerce and products, and then cultural moments. So if we can just skip to the next slide. So in the partnership studio, a lot of the ways we're working with brands is around developing product, partnering them with talent, creating all of the commercialization, the marketing around those products. Some of the brands that we've worked with on the next slide, it's a good range. It's everything from endemic brands like Nike and Adidas to luxury brands like Balmain to super mass brands like Doritos and AT&T and Diageo. So it's a good mix. Every day there's something for consumers of various levels of sort of fandom, whether they're into esports, luxury fashion, or traditional sports. Moving to the talent piece, another big piece of our business is working with talent on either commercializing and bringing projects to life that they're currently working on, or in many cases, we're working with talent on building out consumer product goods that embody the spirit of their brand and bringing those to market. And that's just like, for example, Billie Eilish is an investor in the company, and as part of her deal with us, we are creating 8 custom products around her brand and bringing those exclusively to life through the NTWRK app. And these are just a few different products, examples that we've done over the last few months. You'll see on the next slide. If you just go to the next slides too. Yeah. So we were like the only company to create official Joker merchandise for the film. Another example, we partnered the Seinfeld IP with Guess to create a capsule of products. We work with influencers like Ben Baller to create fun novelty products like that money counter. Just as an FYI, we sold $200,000 worth of those money counters in 6 minutes about a month ago. So it's kind of a fun little project there. We can go to the next slide. And just some other projects, working with Pharrell Williams and his brand BBC, partnered them with Warner Brothers to create a whole capsule of products. Keith Haring, we partnered with Scott Disick's brand Talentless to create a capsule, the Billie Eilish project that I mentioned, just a good range of helping sort of create new products in-house with different talent and brands. And then I think the last sort of key piece that I want to hit on the minute or so I have left here is our focus on cultural and tentpole moments and creating retail holidays. And one that we have coming up in August is a 2-day festival. If you can go to the next slide, Stu, called Transfer. It will be a 2-day a festival of 16 pieces of content each day, so 32 pieces of content over the 2 days. The content will feature sort of interviews, panels, music performance. Each piece of content will be coupled with an exclusive product drop. So imagine going to a Comic-Con, a Complex Con, but the experience will be completely virtual. And you will get the luxury of viewing, being social, shopping, and then having at-home delivery. And then just lastly, there's a number of other sort of like more traditional cultural moments that we are focused on and overinvest into from a content and commerce perspective, and sort of help bring those to life in a big way.